Great video, Joe, and I wish more people would heed your warning. You know, this author that you're quoting, Thibodeau, is the scenario that he is positing right here is quite plausible. You know, in my opinion, probably the more plausible scenario at this point, since it was some time ago since he wrote that essay, is probably basically the green light to Israel to launch their weapons first. You know, in that way, the Bush-Cheney regime can say, well, we're just coming to the help of our allies. And the Israeli leadership can save their own political ass by launching these weapons in the first place, and they're itching to do so. You know, Olmert, the premier of Israel, is involved in huge political scandals at this point, and he's basically trying to save his hide in order to prevent himself getting thrown out of office. So there is a lot of internal politics involved as far as Israel is concerned. And I want to make one thing very clear. I'm not against the Israeli people, not at all. I'm not anti-Semitic, and none of us who are speaking out here are anti-Semitic. What we're against is the aggressive policies of Israel towards their own neighbors, which is in the end counterproductive. You know, every nation has legitimate concerns about their own self-defense, but the overly aggressive posturing by Israel needs to be acknowledged by other people here in the West. It's not an exaggeration to say that the Palestinians have been wronged. Well, here goes the rockets. Hooray. And that there's lots of brutal treatment of these people, civilians, I might say. And whenever you hear some news about a suicide bomb going off in the midst of an Israeli market, there are many other stories which are never, ever, ever mentioned in the mainstream news, which involve attacks, rocket attacks, massive military attacks on Palestinian settlements with lots of civilian casualties. You know, and just because people don't hear it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict needs to be settled, and it's not going to happen during this administration, as we can see, because it's a totally oxymoron at this point. Possibly not even within a future administration. Any kind of an attack on Iran, whether it's launched by the Israelis or the U.S., is going to be seen by the rest of the world as an imperial act of aggression against ordinary people. And if you think that the American government is hated around the world now, let alone some of the people who voted for it, then you haven't seen anything yet. You know, eventually, with these sorts of aggressive policies on a global scale, the chickens will come home to roost. And people need to take a very sober look at the situation and not cheer on once any kind of an attack on Iran is launched under whatever pretenses, you know, national security and so on. This, it has the potential of evolving into a global nuclear conflict. And you know what? Once that starts, we're all losers, and nothing is going to be solved. So keep that in mind, and keep up the good work, Joe. We need to keep warming people up to this idea that aggression is not the answer. Thanks for making your videos, even though you're tired. I think people are starting to wake up just a little bit, but I think it's going to take more. Thanks.